Hi and welcome to the Art of Tarot. My name is Stefanie and we're gonna do a little collective tap in and we'll see what wants to come out and what we want to maybe bring into our consciousness. I work with the system of the tarot cards and the symbolism of Western astrology to uncover layers of consciousness, maybe help us gain a new perspective, maybe have some new insight, some inspiration, some new picture for our situation. And I will concentrate on you mainly. In the second part of the reading, I will also go into a relationship dynamic. So this is you and another person. It doesn't have to be romantic, but of course it can be about romantic love. So let's see what we want to talk about today. The decks and tools I'm using, you always see in the description box. And we're gonna just start right away with the Rider-Waite deck today. Oh, this one wants to come out. Five of Swords. Yeah, this card has been around for a little bit. I'm not sure why, but it wants to show up regularly. It is an intense card. We might be arguing with people, we might be in a confrontation with people, we might be in a conflict with people. It is a conflict that also could bring, of course, growth, but it is also some sort of conflict that is probably verbal, probably psychological, either within ourselves or it is also showing itself in our surroundings, where we really have to stand our ground with our arguments and where we might also have to be a little bit harsh, or we might come off as a little bit harsh because we know this is the right thing to do, even though it might be uncomfortable for other people, mostly for other people in this case. Because as you can see, this person here with the on the Five of Swords cards with the two swords in his hand, and then the other one he just picked up, or is it one? No, it's two. And two lying on the ground. He defeated these other two people here with his intellect. The swords are always a symbol for the intellect. On one hand, it is a good thing that we are maybe a little more or a little less of a pushover, that we really draw a clearer line when it comes to other people. On the other hand, of course, we might stand alone for a little bit here because other people might be hurt, might be offended or even defeated. But in this case, it is card of standing up for yourself and also fighting for your truth in a way. It is also a card where we really want to also make sure that people understand that we're not going to step back. We're going to stand up for our rights and we're going to stand up for our truth, and we're not going to back away. So yeah, well, Ooh, the Empress. I mean, I like that because you are coming out of a place when we are having this combination of being very grounded in yourself and really wanting to build something stable, something beautiful, something soft, something sweet. And you're not gonna come from a harsh, aggressive energy. You're just gonna... It very much feels like with the Empress here and the Five of Swords, it's very much a card of like, fuck around and find out, you know, like... You're here in this very peaceful, very stable, very beautiful, very grounded, creative place here with the Empress. And it feels like you're defensive about it, like in a good way, not defensive in a bad way. But yeah, we don't want anybody to F with this type of energy that we've established here for ourselves here with the Empress. So this is really, I think, also protecting our peace by, you know, being a little more intense towards energies that want to disturb that place. So I think it seems like a good thing. seems like you're coming, even though it might be a harsh truth for some people, or maybe a little bit of a harsh fight with your surroundings or even with yourself. You know, it could be like, I don't want to lose this type of power that I've established here. I don't want to lose this type of trust in myself. I don't want to lose this type of shine, and therefore I'm just gonna have to draw maybe a clearer line with certain people. So as you can see, this card wants to come out. Ooh, the truth. As I said, this is really being very clear, very direct, very straight to the point, and very straight sticking to the facts, and very honest also. This is really coming from a place of honesty, of understanding, of clarity, of knowing, of facts, of the intellect. So this is beautiful. I think you might have to also fight for the truth. You know, people want to sometimes play around with the concept of truth, or, you know, I don't want to go into the whole gaslighting type of terminology. It doesn't have to be that bad, but we are not going to let people distort our truth, because we are much too established, much too much in a peaceful, powerful, beautiful, and also controlled place here with the Empress. We forget that the Empress is also a authority figure. She is the biggest feminine or female authority here in the whole deck, of course. She's the ruler of the people, of the surroundings, of the queendom, of the kingdom, of the empire, you know. So she is a very powerful person. At the same time, she comes from a place of love, from a place of softness, from a place of beauty, from a place of also creativity, from a place of grace. And she's not gonna let people distort that. And for really standing up for yourself and what you believe in and what you know is true and the facts, we're gonna come out the other way with a lot of clarity, even though this fight is maybe a little uncomfortable. But the Empress is not concerned about, you know, going through this. This is peanuts for her. It's like, this, you cannot just come in and try to attack this. It's not happening. She knows how to defend herself. So yeah. All right. Oh, this is interesting. There's a card in the deck that is the wrong way. Let's look at this. Oh, okay. That's why I forgot to take it out. Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting. This is just like a blank card, and there's a moon and a sun on it. So yeah, this might just mean that we have a really good connection right now with our higher consciousness, what we actually are aware of, and our subconscious. It's very much in tune, so that's a good thing. I would say this is a balanced type of energy. It reminds me of the strength card in the, not the strength card, but the Nine of Wands, which is also called strength in the Thoth Tarot, in the Aleister Crowley Tarot, where there is a this connection from the sun to the moon. It's interesting, and it's called strength. So yeah, anyways, let's look into the relationship dynamic. So probably something with defending a place of power, which is what's happening here, really, with your truth, or through your power you find the truth. Through defending your power, there's even more truth that is coming to the surface. It's very interesting. So it could probably, or it will probably drop into the, or drip into the relationship dynamic. So we have this other person, the Hanged Man. All right. Could deal with a Pisces, maybe. Pisces is a Hanged Man card. Sorry, the Hanged Man card is a Pisces card. The Empress, we have, with the Empress here, we have a Venus connotation, which is Libra and Taurus as well. So this is what's coming out here. Interesting, we have a Hanged Man and an Ace of Wands. All right, somebody here is maybe having a little bit of a spiritual epiphany with the Hanged Man, and this is the other person, the other side. So it could very well be that somebody is somewhat trapped in a situation or brought themselves into a situation where they really have to look at themselves on a deeper level, where they really have to also touch a little bit more of a light spiritual place within themselves, because they're kind of also forced to through the situation that they're in. And that's, I think in this case, and especially in this deck, I mean, it's a beautiful card. As you can see, there is a lot of balance reached. She also kind of builds the number 4, very abstract, of course, as you can also see this in the Rider-Waite deck and also in the Aleister Crowley deck. And it speaks of a place of stability, because the number 4 is often just a stable foundation that we've built, and 4 speaks of stability. So the Hanged Man is really also putting yourself in a position consciously or even subconsciously, or having to deal with restrictions that are not necessarily your fault to begin with, but you still have to deal with them. And those restrictions can really help you gain a new perspective, make you stronger. In a relationship reading, this is, I think, it looks very much like the way it's lying here, that this situation is not necessarily a situation that has to do with you per se, or with us. We're watching, it seems more like we're watching a person be restricted, but therefore also we're watching a person getting stronger and spiritually more enlightened and aware and intelligent. I want to really say spiritually intelligent for some reason, and maybe even physically strong, because for me this is also a yoga card, and as you can see, she is really athletic here. She is doing something very difficult physically. So maybe somebody is even getting stronger physically out of a situation. We're kind of attracted to that. With the Ace of Wands, and there is something that attracts us to that type of energy right now, and it might be very it might light a fire in us for some reason, a deeper passion in us. It might just inspire us, really, and our third eye and maybe our spiritual side. It might not even mean that it's something romantic, or the Ace of Wands is often something sexual, but in this case, the fire of the wands is in kind of in front of her third eye, a little bit above maybe. So this could just also be a spark of inspiration for us, watching a person deal with their circumstances, how they deal with them, how they see how they always find a good perspective. That's how I see here. It's very inspiring. And I mean, that's what we do here as well, right? We're trying to find a new perspective, find a new angle, find inspiration to be able to move forward and not lose that passion for life, not lose that lust for life. And this Ace of Wands is the lust for life. So this is interesting. So you might have somebody in your environment. It could also be somebody new, because this is an Ace of Wands. There's a 10 of Cups that wanted to fall down here in the reverse. It's not what's connecting you necessarily, because it did not touch those cards. But there could be a story of somebody having missed out or having to deal with something that is not as fulfilling as they thought it would have been. Maybe somebody is kind of restricted in also building this full life of emotional fulfillment, maybe of the family, maybe of the you know, partnership. In this case, it's a very traditional description or image of this family and this 10 of cups and this fulfilled family life. Maybe somebody has to deal with that not being possible for some reason. But the way I think maybe they look at it, it's kind of inspiring. I don't know, it's just, it's coming out. Let's see what connects you with this person. I feel like we're really looking at inspiration right now. Okay, we have a 6 of Pentacles in the reverse though. So there is a notion of an imbalance maybe where you feel like I'm not sure who thinks what, you know, it's interesting. I'm not sure if we are on the side where we feel like we're not receiving enough, or this is not balanced enough when it comes to building something with another person or building something in our relationship. Something feels off when it comes to giving and taking. It could be that a person just doesn't have the resources right now, but it seems like they do, because the way the hands here are shown in this deck, it seems like this other person is really trying to give what they can, and maybe for them feels like a lot out of their situation, and it is a lot. And we're kind of like very picky with what we are giving to a relationship or friendship or what have you. For whatever reason, it feels kind of unbalanced. So in this, to be honest, in this image, it would really feel like this person is giving more than we are giving back, but we might not even be aware. We might just be very careful, or maybe not even aware how much this person is investing in building a relationship or in maintaining a relationship with us. You know, it could be somebody who is a divorcee, or somebody who, it could also be a friend of yours, you know, who is in the middle of a divorce, and you're like, oh wow, maybe I did not realize how much effort this person has to make to maintain a relationship. And it's kind of inspiring, but still I think we could maybe give a little more. It sounds kind of silly, but if it's a romantic thing, I think it could be our own hesitant. We don't want to lose this place of power, of course. Yeah, we don't want to overgive, because that's just not what the Empress does. It is what it is. But but the Empress has grace. Excuse me. So if we have friends, or even, you know, romantic interests, I'm sorry, very dry throat from the talking. If we have, and it's also a sign, because that only happens sometimes when the words don't want to come out really. If we have friends surrounding us that go through a hard time, that are stuck in a situation that is maybe disappointed when it comes to family life, or really got themselves into a situation that is really not very fulfilling, and are stuck, and therefore we might be a little, you know, distanced or whatever, because we're not sure how we can deal with that. We could maybe have a little more grace with giving, and especially with receiving, because it seems like this person is still giving a lot. And it is also on one hand inspiring for us, but we are very like, oh, all right, thank you. All right, here is something back. With this hand, you know, and it's kind of like hesitant in a way, and this person is pouring, and we're like, okay, thanks, cool, here's a little bit back. And I'm not sure why that is. I will draw another card, because it's kind of bugging me a little bit what's going on here, because we still have this attraction or this connection with this person that we find them very inspiring. This person is not off-putting in any way for us. It's not like, oh, I don't want to deal with this person because I don't like this person. It's not that. It's just, why are we having a hard time maybe I wouldn't even say receiving. I don't think we have a hard time receiving, because we do have the Empress here. Why is this so unbalanced? Why do we have a hard time maybe giving to this person the way they would need it right now? I feel like we're not giving back in a way that they would need us to give back. Oh, wow. The World card. The World card in like this not upright but also not upside down type of place. It might have to do with our identity and something we want to leave in the past, or we want to work through and complete, so that we can really start anew, and we are not ready yet. Maybe need more. We might also deal with completing a type of a journey when it comes to relationships, where we're stepping into a new version of ourselves that wants to really deal with relationships in a different way, but we are not quite there yet, even though we're stepping into this. This is how it feels like, yeah. Right. It's some sort of maybe releasing also disappointments that don't have anything to do with this person. We just maybe are a little afraid of past disappointments coming back in a new connection or in a friendship. Yeah, but this is over, really. The death card, death and rebirth, it's over. We should not be held back. Here. Yeah, I thought so. Because with all these swords, I thought this is also maybe a communication problem. It is a lot about communication here as well. And with the Knight of Swords, it is really, I think, about clear, open, forward, direct, and very on-point communication, open communication. And having a plan also, and having a strategy together. And I think this is crucial here. It is really about truth and openness and communication and understanding, and also thinking things through, and also thinking about your words, and also being precise, and also being fair. This is also the swords, and also being smart about it. And I think you can really connect with a person by just being open and forward and direct right now. This is kind of the way to go, and it feels like the best route to take. So yeah, I'm gonna, because this is a little bit of and we have a King of Cups here on the bottom of the deck, which is beautiful, which means we can really deal we can act very grown up when it comes to our emotions. And that's, yeah, this whole reading seems very grown up, but still a little, you know, tricky. Let's see the love and relationship affirmators. I'm sure they have a good practical advice. Rest. Oh, interesting, huh? I did not see that coming. I take a step away from my stress and then a deep breath and then a crankiness killing nap. When I get the rest I need, I instantly become a better version of myself, able to navigate complex relationships in a single bound. When I don't, I'm not, which means I shouldn't, but I try to, and then we can't, and it doesn't, but it did, so it wasn't. Ugh, good night. It's a funny card. Yeah, it's really the rest we need, also maybe from the relationship sometimes, or from the connection sometimes, to be able to navigate them better. So take your time, also rest, maybe give yourself a second to sleep over it or think it through, or don't think it through, just meditate and let it be, and you will have much more clarity. Wow, this needed to come out. Crazy. Yeah, so that's that. Thank you so much for being here. Come back next time and check out also my description box for everything you need to know. And I will talk to you very soon. And until then, have a great time. I see you in the near future, hopefully. Bye.